Hello, fairgoers, hello, storytellers, and hello, world. We now have 31 more days to go before our second season of the Festival of Storytellers. That will be this coming November 8 to 21, a 14-day fun-filled event that will show you exactly how everyone has a story to tell. You can also visit www.thefestivalofstorytellers.com. We are live via our Reader's Magnet Facebook page and YouTube channel. And today we are up for another treat. Our guest is an experienced acting coach and a playwright consultant from Philly and is a proud mom of successful kids in the film and movie industry. Her debut book is called Unspoken Truth from a Buried Past. Thanks for gracing the show, Kylen Barron. Hi, Kylen.
Hi, Frank. How are you? Thank you.
All right, Kylen, it is a pleasure to have you on set.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations on your first attempt in getting your book published.
Thank you. Thank you.
Great, great. Kylen, to start off with, tell us a little bit more about yourself, your
Uh,
experience in the acting as an acting coach.
native Philadelphian. I actually started with my two sons many, many years ago. So they grew up as child actors. They're not in the industry no longer, but it was a lot of fun traveling doing the pilot seasons out in California. I myself was born and raised in Philadelphia, educated in Philadelphia, and took on the task of multiple auditions from the East Coast to the West Coast. My oldest son has been featured in various feature films and national commercials as well as regional commercials, as in the industry what they call uh, a primary actor. That's when they continue to get those residual checks for the rest of their lives. Okay.
And your kids work with can you do you mind naming some celebrities?
Rosie O'Donnell, Boys to Men, Denzel Washington, just to name a few.
Oh,
Yes.
Denzel
Yeah.
Washington. Okay. And I believe you have a twin.
I do. I do. I have a twin brother. He is 17 minutes older than me. I'm putting that out there. Yes, he will always be older than me.
Okay. Okay. If you're listening, you are older than her.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, going back to your material, Kylan, unspoken truth, right? What is the inspiration behind this work?
The inspiration behind this work actually came. My mother passed away in 2009, and after she passed away, we discovered that she had a son that we never
Mhm.
knew existed. And the story behind uh, my mother's demise is this particular son. And it prompted me getting the story, even after my father passed, to find out what drove her, what type of person she was, and why. And in doing my research and interviews with the one person that was alive at the time that could tell this story, drove me to write more about it so that I would understand more about the understand more about mental health disability and which she suffered from. So that was basically my motivation in getting it out there because mental health uh, is real. It's real. It's out there, and it destroys lives. And so this story really, it's a story that began in the 50s. I wasn't born
Mhm.
then, but it was definitely a story that needed to be told.
That's true. I like the setting. I like how you. That's it's very interesting, and you've incorporated mental health issues, and it is actually very evident nowadays that we're experiencing this pandemic, right?
Yes.
Another is so this is a combination of facts and fiction.
No, it's all non-fact. It's all nonfiction. The entire
Oh,
story. Yes, it's a
oh.
nonfiction book, and I would put it in as nonfiction, memoir, and autobiography. So that's
Uh-huh.
how it is depicted. Yes.
Mhm. Now, what was the impact of writing unspoken truth to yourself and to your loved ones?
Um, it was a it was very emotional. It was very emotional. It didn't come easy for me. There were days I laughed, days I cried. During the writing of this story, my emotions went from highs to lows, lows to highs. Um, it was a definite roller coaster ride for me. As far as my siblings and immediate family, I'm sure it was a roller coaster ride for them as well. And they were also impacted by what had happened and what was going on. So, writing this story hasn't come easy for any of us, but there's a lot of love that is also shown in the story, a lot of passion that's shown telling the story. And that's what makes the difference.
Hmm. Writing this down, the process of writing the book, for you, do you consider it as, therapeutic?
I do. I considered it a healing process for me and hopefully for my siblings as well. You stated earlier that everyone has a story to tell. This is a story again that depicts back during the Jim Crow era what a lot of African American women and families of colors had to deal with. It's very detailed. So, with that being said, uh, there's a lot behind it. So, yes, I do. I'm very passionate about uh, mental health awareness and helping those who hopefully are looking for someone who really has their back or who will even listen to their story, and that makes a huge difference to so many. And so that's where my book is targeted towards, like baby boomers, African American women, women of color, families of color, and that's basically what I'm going for.
There's so much emotion while listening to you, and this emotion needs to be shared, and this story definitely needs to be heard. And this is just a good platform, a good avenue for you. Everyone, for those who are watching us live, you can grab a copy of Kylen Barron's book, Unspoken Truth from a Buried Past,
Yes.
available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. And you can also visit www.unspokentruth.net. You can also search Unspoken Truth on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. All right. Kylan, going back. So, if you are to provide five, just five adjectives that would best describe unspoken truth, what would those be?
Heartbreaking, passionate, riveting, mystical, spellbinding, and shocking. Well, I said heartbreaking, but it's also emotional. And it's emotional on so many levels. So you will cry, you will laugh, you will, there's a lot going on in here.
What is it exactly that fair goers who are interested in ordering a copy and buying a copy would learn out from this book?
They will learn about mental health awareness. They will learn about um, they will learn about actually getting help. They will learn that these stories like mine, are real. And a lot of people during that particular era, so much was done but never spoken of. And this was the how the title actually came about, Unspoken Truth. My mother, for example, went to her grave with her unspoken truth, and that came out in the most precarious way that no one saw coming. And so with that, I mean, it was very sad. It was very hurtful. But in the end, it can be, you can deal with it if you seek the necessary help. And in my case, it took me down a dark path, unfortunately. But I saw my mother's demise, and knowing her story, even years after her passing, allowed me to forgive her because now I knew what she was going through. I didn't understand at the time. None of us did. There was a bunch of why questions, and we didn't know what was driving her, what that force that was behind her, what drove her into such a deep depression. And so writing about it was a healing process for me in order to forgive the type of person, the type of mother, the type of woman she was. That was my experience with her.
That was very fascinating. That makes this material different from the rest of the books out there on this category, right? It is like an eye-opener material. It is a material, it is a voice for the voiceless,
Yes,
right?
absolutely.
Kylen, it has been a pleasure. Again, thank you so much for gracing us. All
Thank
right.
you. Thank you.
Everyone, again, Kylen Barron, author of the book Unspoken Truth from a Buried Past. You can grab a copy of Kylen Barron's book, Unspoken Truth, available on Amazon.com and BarnesandNoble.com. And you can also search Unspoken Truth on Twitter, Facebook, and on Instagram. Or you can also visit www.unspokentruth.net. All right. With the Reader's Magnet, we share your stories with the world. Have a great day, everyone.